Welcome back to another jaw-dropping day in court. Today's case is packed with lies, red paint, stolen vehicles, and a judge who is clearly fed up. We've got Anna and Silva caught in a bizarre web of confusion, from fake names to mysterious warrants. And the evidence? Well, it's literally written on her pants. The paint, the story, the contradiction, everything is here. But the biggest twist? The judge isn't buying any excuses. Stick with me, because this hearing escalates fast, and what starts as a failure to ID charge quickly unravels into something much bigger. Who's really guilty here? The lookout, the co-defendant, or both? Let's dive in.
Anna, you ready?
Yes. Oh, I was gonna go around and get in line.
Oh, there's no one here.
Oh,
Come up, Miss
Mr.
Torrance.
Prince.
I'm okay with everything but one thing.
What's that?
What happened with Miss Torrance? You picked up a new case?
It was a failure to ID, and I'll pull up the card.
She actually had this pen.
Just like expectations.
Can you read to me what happened on the failure to ID?
April 22nd, 2025, officer dispatch in reference to a burglary of a motor vehicle. Complainant stated that at 4:30 a.m. she heard a car alarm go off and looked out the window and saw two individuals leaving.
Oh my God, you're telling me this is a BMV?
No, it's not being beer.
That's the co-defendant
It's the
judge.
defendant.
She's with. This is a party.
Not charged though, Your Honor, say that, but, complainant approached the suspect and defendant Silva stated that she was, quote, going to beat her ass if she kept following me. Complainant was able to flag down an officer, and the defendants, the other complaining witness, the owner of the vehicle stated that the officers, there was a red paint on the front seat of the complainant's motor vehicle. Complainant observed that a bike that defendant Silva was riding on had red paint on the seat, and the back of defendant Silva's pants was also red paint. During the investigation, I observed defendant Silva with red paint on the back of her pants. During the investigation, defendant Silva admitted to going to the vehicle to find things changed. Once the defendants were detained, officers asked what defendant's name and date of birth was. She first stated that her name was Sierra Johnson, date of birth 4/18/2002. Officers asked for a clarification on the spelling. Officers then asked if she ever had a Texas driver's license or ID. She stated she did not. Officers ran the given name, but nothing came back. Officers then called for Moga Davis. While officers were waiting, he asked the defendant what her name was, and she said that her name was spelled Sierra, Ceirra, with a C instead of an S, and that Johnson was her mom's last name, and that her real name was Torrance. Officers ran the new name and Texas driver's license, came back to defendant Torrance with multiple City of Houston Precinct 2 warrants.
Okay, let's pause here. Did you catch that? Silva admitted to entering the vehicle. There's red paint on her pants, and the stolen bike just happens to match the scene. That's a classic case of circumstantial evidence stacking up, and it's pretty damning. But notice how the intake office chose not to charge her with burglary of a motor vehicle. Why? That's a question worth asking. Sometimes prosecutors decide they don't have enough for a conviction, even when the evidence looks obvious to us. And here's the real kicker. While Silva gets hit, Torrance, despite multiple warrants, is skating on thinner ice. What do you think? Was this smart legal strategy or a mistake? Drop your thoughts below.
So the co-defendant got charged.
The defendant was charged, Your Honor. I'll pull it up now.
Why not Miss Torrance?
From what I could read in here, Judge, I don't want to speculate, but I think all of the evidence can point to the co-defendant. And in fact, co-defendant admitting to going into the vehicle.
There was red paint in the car.
Right.
She has red paint on her.
That was.
No, that was good. I don't.
Was she acting as a lookout?
I don't know why you did not take a B&B on this. I don't want to speculate. All I can see is that obviously there was a decision made at intake that they didn't have enough for B&B, but they had.
Anna, as much as I love you and as much as I appreciate your tenacity, no, there's something going on that's a lot deeper with this, and I'd like to find out. And what I'd like to do is have her T-rest, essentially. But I don't know what we need to do to get through to you, Miss Torrance, but apparently of all the stuff that we've dealt with now, in your case is what? 241 days, and yet we
Judge, if I may, this is a DWI. We got the alcohol report back and they sent it off to get tested for tox. We still do not have that toxicology report. And when we were.
I get it.
Okay.
I'm not saying
It's just, she's not the one dragging it out. It's been waiting on the test.
you are on
Yeah.
bond. You've now picked up a new case. I've repeatedly asked you to behave yourself while on bond. That you are not charged with 2 cases and you merely have the one. I'm now revoking your bond number, DWI, and I'm taking you in. And what I'd like to do is have her TRAS
Okay.
immediately to
Okay.
see how we go forward, because this is, in my opinion, throwing her to the wolves, because something is going on and I'm going to try to nip it before it becomes felonious.
Judge, we do have an alternative offer on there. That would include the TRS.
I want to do it first
Absolutely.
so we see how to go forward, because I don't want, I just,
And while we're here, actually, let me talk to the state about this before I'm gonna give them a heads up.
And there you have it. The judge revokes Torrance's bond, locking her back in custody while demanding a closer look at what's really going on. Between the missing toxicology report, the fresh charges, and that suspicious red paint, this case is far from over. What we saw today was a classic courtroom tug of war. Evidence that points one way, legal loopholes that pull another, and a judge determined not to let things spiral into something worse. These hearings remind us just how fragile the bond system can be and how quickly one bad decision can unravel everything. If you enjoyed breaking this case down with me, make sure to hit like, share your take in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next unbelievable courtroom moment.